For anyone who said, we don't want to come after your guns, we're not taking your guns, we just want to control violence. We want to end violence. Read the story I've linked and tell me they're not coming for the guns. Democratic Representative Don Beyer of Virginia has now proposed a 1,000% tax. It's $1,000 for every dollar on the AR-15. For anyone who thinks, well, it'll only be that one gun. They'll stop there. They'll stop there. No, they won't. I remember HR-127, couched in language that was acceptable to all liberals. It was an assault weapons ban. But if you actually read it, it banned many pistols, including revolvers, as well as some shotguns and bolt-action rifles. Now, for those who don't understand firearms, a single-action revolver requires you to cock the hammer back manually before you may pull the trigger. A double-action revolver functions much like a semi-automatic sidearm or rifle. You pull the trigger, the hammer actions on its own. Many modern pistols and rifles are what we would call hammerless. You don't see the actual mechanism that fires the firing pin forward. You pull the trigger, it fires, and it ejects the spent casing and then puts another round into the chamber, but it will not fire until you have fully released the trigger and then action it again. Bolt action, very similar to single action revolvers. You must manually action the bolt, which means bringing it up, back, forward, down. Some of the shotguns were pump action, meaning you had to action the slide of the shotgun back to eject the spent shell and forward to put a new shell in. The government definition of assault weapon is a select fire weapon. To be select fire, you must have more than two simple settings on your safety selector. A semi-automatic weapon has two, safe and semi-auto, or fire. Pull the trigger once, one round is expelled. Select fire would have a third or possibly fourth, adding in either simply full auto or 3-shot burst and full auto. None of the weapons that they're going after right now are select fire, yet they're still using the frankly ludicrous term assault rifle because it's scary looking. I know someone who changed the furniture. The furniture is the part of the weapon that is not in any way going to affect how it works. The furniture on an AR-15 are the plastic bits, the pistol grip, the butt stock, the grip, and so on. He took the furniture off, leaving the rifle functionally the same as when he bought it, and used wood replacements, making it look much like a modern hunting rifle, not a sporting rifle. He then posted a picture and said, "What about this, liberals? Is this okay?" And to a person, "Yes, see, that's a hunting rifle. That's fine." He then showed the video of him changing the furniture and actually had a couple people report him to the ATF for illegally modifying a firearm. He then posted that the ATF had been contacted. He showed them the video, and they said, no, that's not illegal at all. And people still harassed him. Because he changed the cosmetics of an AR-15 to look more acceptable to liberals, they wanted him arrested. But they couldn't do it. So now we get Beyer and his move to say, well, fine, you can buy it, but I'm going to make it so expensive only my private security can afford it. And of course, law enforcement and military, they're not going to be subject to this tax. Much like in the EU, the gas tax, not going to apply to private planes. So athletes, actors, singers, and government types, they can still fly everywhere they want. It's only you and I who are going to be taxed. This is something, like I said in the video about Schumer. We need to vote these people out of office. And when they cry and whine about being attacked, when they cry and whine about they're attacking democracy, we need to say, no, we're not. First, we're not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic. Second, we're exercising the exact rights given to us by God and protected by the Constitution. We're voting, and we've chosen not to vote for you. D.A. Boudin out in San Francisco has recently learned what working for the swamp instead of the citizenry will get you. He's been recalled. And of course, he was calling it a conservative effort, even though San Francisco is about 7% conservative. His own actions caused him to get recalled, basically fired. And of course, he blames everyone but himself. Beyer is blaming everyone but the criminals and moving to punish everyone but the criminals. It's very simple, folks. Congress does not care about you or I, the very people who they are supposed to be servants for, public servants. They care only about their own power and wealth. And it is so far beyond time that we vote them out, tell them you're never coming back, and you need to fade away. Something else I would love to see is a rule inducted into the congressional rules, possibly a constitutional amendment, that any member of government at any level that calls for gun control, which would only affect the law-abiding, not the criminal element, they're not allowed to have any firearm used by any security forces they hire. If police are hired, the police are armed with no firearms. They hire a private firm, the firm may not use firearms. If they're going to sit and tell us that it's the inanimate firearm that is the evil in the world, they don't get to use it to protect themselves. But of course, they're never going to do that because, as they will tell you, they deserve protection. We don't. Thank you for watching, and as always, please remember to subscribe, turn on notifications. I'm not on a schedule. Recent life changes mean I'm not going to be on a schedule for quite some time, most likely. Make sure the comments remain civil. We're here to discuss, dissent, and debate, not act like toddlers. Until next time, have a wonderful day. God bless.